Hi my babies, hi, and welcome back to another spiritual message. Today's spiritual message is God will give you the desires of your heart. So they took me to a scripture, and it's actually one I'm quite familiar with, and it says, "Trust in the Lord and do good, that you may dwell in the land and live secure. Find your delight in the Lord, who will give you your heart's desires." Meaning, basically, we're in this Venus retrograde right now. And then here comes Mercury. Tag your man, tag you it. Plus a blood moon, which is a total lunar eclipse. And eclipses make you look deeper beyond the surface. It makes you go to the bottom of the barrel. It makes you go to the bottom of whatever the situation may be. It makes you uproot things. And for that to come with a Venus retrograde and a Mercury retrograde, baby, you going through one of the biggest transformations of your life right now. The seas might be a little rocky, but just like Yeshua was in that storm, stay calm. From my understanding, what they told me about that story, he was sleeping like a baby, okay? And it was a tsunami out there, and he's sleeping like a baby. Because just like Whoopi Goldberg said, her peace is inside of her, and she takes it wherever she goes. And whenever she needs to get in tune with her peace, especially when she's in a chaotic environment, she just closes her eyes. This is what I mean when I say you are the God of your life. Because God gave us the power of free will, the power of free choice. And the power is in the choices that you make. No one said that situations or conditions would be perfect or bright and sunny. When you read a lot of stories in the Bible or your holy book, whatever your holy book may be, when you look at a lot of history makers, they went through certain storms that most people would not have been able to get through. Now they showing me my big brother. They showing me Tupac. Can you imagine? Like, what Pac went through was the same thing Yeshua went through. Was the same thing King went through. Was the same thing X went through. Was the same thing Garvey went through. Pac went through the same thing they went through. False imprisonments, being lied on, your character being defamated, people making up stories about you and just pulling shit out the air. Some of them envious and jealous because they ain't got the code of colors, or they ain't been anointed or touched, or whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, especially to my light workers, baby. Right now, watch y'all back. I'm telling you, watch y'all back. They like crabs right now. But they're saying the key to your desires is to hold on to peace and to let go of worry. Because something I have learned, even though we as humans, we don't always apply our wisdom, but like my homeboy says, try to apply. Something that I know is God works better when you have peace, and God will back up when you want to worry a lot. That's one thing I know for sure and for certain. It says, trust in the Lord and do good. That first line, trust in the Lord and do good. One, that's your sacral chakra. For us to be up under a Venus retrograde, going straight into a blood moon, going straight into a Mercury retrograde, that emotional body has definitely been getting worked on heavy, especially since we are still in the 8th year, which is the year of karma. Not just external karma, but also internal karma. So right now, if you're purging, you're right on track, baby. And purging ain't always crying. Sometimes purging can come out as anger. Sometimes purging, especially through the skin, when it doesn't come out verbally or emotionally, it definitely comes out through the skin. Whether you have pimples or breakouts or hives, like your skin definitely lets you know where you are at, like spiritually. So they're saying right now, let's work on that sacral chakra. Let's work on the trust. Okay, trusting ourselves, trusting our higher power. How do you build trust? You build trust by spending intimate time. That's the only way trust can be formed and be built, is by spending intimate time. You can't just trust somebody because of something you see physically that they may have or obtain. Trust is built by intimate bond, period. Says, trust in the Lord and do good, meaning that posture of your heart is so many times and so many people. I could have ran down on her, this, that, and the third, da, 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 da. Even if you listening to the Sunday Mimosas I've been dropping this year, I say, or even the couch talks, I'm like, I wanted to make sure I was in a more mature place before I did this for y'all, because I don't want to be given a spiritual lesson and I'm bitter or I'm stuck in my hurt. Meaning, you don't have to become the people that hurt you, boo. Okay? It says that you may dwell in the land and live secure. Meaning, it says, okay, trust in the Lord and do good that you may dwell in the land and live secure. It doesn't say that evil people may not reach their promised land. That's the thing. I can't understand how, as a society, we base how blessed somebody is by God based off of the amount of money that they have. If we're going to base how blessed somebody is by God based off the amount of money that they have, then Donald Trump must be one of God's favorites. Elon Musk must be one of God's favorites. Yeah, throw that theory away, darling. Okay? Throw that theory away, darling. Material blessings is not the only blessings that God gives out. Because the biggest blessings, baby, they can come from within. Now it says, fine. Hold on, my bad. It says that you may dwell in the land and live secure. Now, I said the evil could reach their promised land, but it says dwell in the land and live secure, meaning you stay there and you're secure. Your spot is safe. Ain't nobody going to come and take your piece of land that God gave you. That does not mean the wicked get to keep theirs. That's why it says trust in the Lord and do good that you may dwell in the land and live secure. Meaning just by your heart posture, just by a thought that you may have, God is watching. God is watching. Some people think because they're in their promised land that they get to stay there. That's not a guarantee, boo. That's not a guarantee, boo, because it depends on the posture of your heart. Because you can enter into your promised land with a good heart posture, but then as soon as you want to start looking down on people or start judging people or whatever the case may be, when God is not pleased, guess what? There go your promised land, boo. There go your promised land, boo. Find your delight in the Lord, who will give you your heart's desires, which is exactly what I just said about Donald Trump. Exactly what I just said about Donald Trump. If you trust, if you lean on them higher ups, they will get you through. They will, matter of fact, my homeboy that passed away, mama sent me. I'm going to read it to y'all real quick. She sent me this meme on February 17th, and it says, no matter what has happened in the past, God will meet you where you are today and take you where you need to be tomorrow. Meaning worrying will not add 1 cubit to his stature. I keep hearing this is the day that the Lord has made. Like that keeps playing over and over in my head. Now I'm hearing I got the joy down in my heart. It says, find your delight in the Lord who will give you your heart's desires. It says this thing that my homeboy mama sent me. God will meet you where you are today. Find your delight in the Lord today. And they said God will take you where you need to be tomorrow. Who will give you your heart's desires. You keep depending on man. You depend on man to come save you, or if man gives you not just a physical gender of a man, meaning a human, okay, a human. If they give you something, just like, ironically enough, the person that taught me this actually told me, don't ever depend on the man to give you money, because he who giveth will taketh away. And that's one of the reasons why I'm like, I don't really want to be in a relationship right now. Because I'm not going to depend on somebody to help me through this, that, and the third, even though that's what relationships are about. I guess that goes back to the trust. But that's why you should not be depending on man, especially to the people that you already know you got some serious trust issues right now, baby. It's your time to get closer to your higher ups, whatever you may call them, whatever they may be. Start there with that relationship and with yourself first, boo, okay? But they're saying your desires, and we keep speaking about your desires, your passions, especially with this Venus retrograde. And with this Venus retrograde, with these portals, with these moon cycles leading all the way up to the spring, they're saying be more creative, have fun. Focus on your passions, okay? And not the resources. That's why it says find your delight in the Lord, who will give you your heart's desires. Focus on your passions. Focus on the journey. Focus on being happy every day, having fun every day, finding purpose every day. If you focus on that today, God will get you across that finish line tomorrow. God will get you to that next step tomorrow. God will get you where you need to be tomorrow. When I wrote Dead Wrong came out of me within under an hour. One blunt, one sitting. Okay? One blunt. Tell them came just like that too. And I will piss the fuck off when I wrote the both of them. But I said, be more creative, have fun, focus on your passions. And I'd rather be pissed the fuck off in writing a song, which used to be the only way I used to express myself back in the day was through writing. I used to suppress my feelings a lot. Some of y'all really need to tap into these God-given gifts that not everybody has. Kanina can't do a lick worth of hair, but that is a God-given gift, baby. You better appreciate what you got. But that was my therapy. My pen was my savior every time. Every time, okay? Every time. When humans didn't want to listen to me, that's where I go let it out on that pen and that page. And I'm old school. I like to write my shit. I mean, I use the phone too, but I like to write my shit. Every time though. Two of the songs I hear about the most is Tell 'Em and Dead Wrong. And I wrote both of them songs when I was pissed off to pistivity. Okay? I transmuted that energy. I tapped into that inner God, and we came up with a beautiful God creation. Okay, we came up with a beautiful God creation. I did not know back in November when I was writing Dead Wrong, or well, technically like the end of October, beginning of November, but still, when I was writing Dead Wrong, that I was going to go to the studio and fucked up so bad recording the song. Plus, I was hoarse. My voice was hoarse as shit. I was literally forcing the words out my throat, okay? I was literally forcing the words out of my throat. I was going through so much at the time when I went to the studio to record it. And I was so busy helping other people that I lost time to rehearse for my studio session that day. So I was even more mad at me. Every time I got to the part when I spoke about my day one, I would start crying. I had to tell my engineer, I need a break. Hold on. And she ain't know I was in the booth crying. I sat down on the floor one time and was crying. Because everything was so fresh in that song. Everything was so fresh in that song, but I transmuted that energy. Had no clue that was going to be my first official music video. The last song I wrote for my project, didn't even know that was going on my project. It was supposed to be a whole nother song. Stop worrying about the how. Okay? Stop worrying about how. And follow your natural blueprint. Just like when a bird spreads its wings and jumps up in the air, they trust that the air is going to guide them. The system of their wings was created to make them soar. They trust that. I need for y'all to do the same. And regardless of who has hurt you, what they have done for how long, and they talking to me too. Trust me. Okay? I told y'all March was going to be the month for Two-Face, and this old baby mask is coming off. The mask is coming off. But regardless of how people choose to move towards you, baby, you elevate and you soar higher like an eagle. Because trust and believe, on the other side of every storm is that rainbow, aka God's blessings. You better bet it. Love you, babies. Mwah.